My name is Shelley Fashion. I'm the Director of Engagement for the HAAC, Health Association of African Canadians. And I welcome you all to this inaugural Memorial Scholarship in the name and tribute to our Reverend Mother, Phyllis Marsh-Jarvis. And we are so honored to have her sister here and her cousin, Claudia Colley, and Charmaine Cromwell Sparks. And
we also have another sister, Juanita Colley and Sandra Brooks.
Sandra Brooks, okay. And who else? And Roxanne Johnson. Well, it's great to see you all. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Claudia and Charmaine.
Sorry, Claudia's not here.
Oh, okay, Juanita, sorry. And Charmaine to come in and speak a few words. Okay, Juanita's gonna come to the podium and speak on her sister.
I wasn't expecting this. But anyway, thank God for this blessing of this day and for everyone who's here in attendance today. Anyone that has met my sister, Reverend Mother Phyllis Marsh-Jarvis, she had touched many lives and many hearts, and she was a caregiver. Yeah. She thought of everybody else more so than she thought about herself. She always wanted to do good for everybody and figured everybody deserved the best. And she had a good sense of humor about her, especially playing the game Sorry with Charmaine and whatever. But she was the type of person that was an advocate and always stand in the gap for others. And always, my motto is, if I can help somebody along the way on my journey, then my living should not be in vain. And that's the type of person she was. She didn't just think of her clients or people, residents as that. She thought of them as family, and she treated them just like that. And she was high on education and knowledge, very knowledgeable and whatever. And she always tried to tell people, believe in God and believe in yourself. And you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. You can accomplish. And she always wanted people to know and to be encouraged, and that we continue to encourage each other. She was the type of person that even during her illness, she always thought of everybody else and wanted the best for everybody else. She would go beyond her call of duty to reach out and to meet the need of everybody else. I would thank God that I had the opportunity to spend the time with her, to spend months with her down in Whitney Fair, where she's from, and whatever, to attend her church and some social issue things with her. And we had a great time, conversation-wise and all that stuff. I would go home from work and we'd have a Hawaiian day with the meal all set up, a Caribbean day, a Jamaican day, and we had a great time. We spent time in Bible study together at her home, when she lived in Expression. And then when she moved back to Whitney Fair, the sisters went down and we had a great time. Met different people and did different things with her. But Phyllis had many jobs. She worked for Bell for many years. But her main job, her main purpose in life was to reach out and meet the needs of everybody else. And she said, no matter what happens, anyone here today who's gonna benefit from the scholarship, I pray that when you think of Reverend Mother Phyllis, that you think of the education that she said, don't quit, don't give up. You don't have the option to give up, don't have the option to quit, because with God all things are possible. As Maya Angelou would say, no matter what happens, no matter how far you fall, but yet still I rise. So I just thank everybody for coming and bless everybody today and that to stay encouraged, and we continue encouraging each other. I love you, and the Lord, God bless.
Amen.
Juanita, that was so inspiring. Shanae? All right. At this time, I'd like to welcome Donna Smith. Darrell. Do you remember the last name? HAAC.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I know and met Phyllis, I think it was in 2000. So Phyllis, it was my first HAAC meeting. And she was voted in as president. So I went over to congratulate her, and I was really excited. I'm a new person. And I said, "Oh, congratulations." She says, "Girl, I don't know anything about this being president." Anyway, she did. She knew a lot about being president. And I think I echo your remarks in that education was important, being kind to one another was really important for Phyllis. Phyllis and I had many, many laughs together, One time, Phyllis was actually living here, but we were going to Sydney. And I think the drive from Sydney is maybe about probably 5 hours. For some reason, and I'm not sure why, I was trying to think about this today, it took us about 11 hours to do this. There were a few stops. But anyway, at the end, we had lots of laughs, and we had laughs at Sharon's expense, because Sharon is always wanting us to be healthy. So we stopped, and at the big stop, and so we're having some healthy food. And she says to me, "Donna, when you go back, don't tell her that we had fries." Phyllis is the reason that the HAAC office is here in this building. She worked and wrangled and talked and whatever, and we're here. Phyllis also, the other thing that she did for our association is that she commandeered a lot of young volunteers. I don't see any of them here today, but I can think about Michelle Patrick. She had her leading a project. Crystal Watson. She had lots of these young people leading projects. When she moved, when she said to me, "I'm going to Sydney," I was like, "Oh gosh, what's going to happen?" "Oh, girl, you'll be fine." I said, "Oh, Phyllis, I don't know." No, you'll be fine. And actually, that's when Dr. Haas joined us. So actually, things were fine. We were shaky, but they were fine. So in Sydney, when she got here in Sydney, she established a HAAC office in Sydney. And of course, as a result of that, we did education sessions in Sydney for the community. So Phyllis had a great way of sort of engaging everybody. And so when I went to work for cancer care, immediately she said to me, "Good, you come and you talk to the seniors in my home." So I did several presentations for her. With the seniors around cancer and education. So I was really pleased to do that for her. I'm not going to go on much longer because she was really a great lady, and really truly miss her. And I must say, the last time I spoke with her, I did not realize how ill she was. And that sort of, grabs my heart. But I am really, really pleased that we have this scholarship in her name. Yes. It's a legacy that is really hard. a wonderful person. And I hope these young people will do her name proud.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donna. We all feel like that about Reverend Mother Phyllis Marsh-Jarvis. I remember when I was in the choir, we were in Nova Scotian Mass Choir together. I'd be driving her home to East Preston because I live in Lake Echo, so it's nothing to drop her off. And she'd say, Shelley, you should try to come and find out about the health association. I said, oh, Phyllis, I don't have time for that. But look at me today. It's strength about her, and just like Donna said, so persuasive. Yeah, but I'd like to at this time introduce.
Shall we Dr. Murdoch and Dr. Holmes would like to say?
Oh, yes, for sure. Okay, thank you. All right. Can I have Dr. Murdoch come to the stage, please? Oh, and Dr. Holmes.
I'm thinking about not coming anymore because every time I come, somebody asks me to say something. So unfortunately, I do not have any prepared remarks because all of a sudden I'm David Hoss. It's good to know that, I'm the second choice. David Hoss was the first choice. I'm substituted him. Dr. Holness, who lived and worked here for many years, is visiting from Jamaica, so he's been roped in to say a few words as well. We'll do the best we can on short notice. So I knew Phyllis for many years. She used to come over to the house, visit with us, mostly with Sharon and me, but she used to come and visit. And then even after she moved back to Cape Breton, she used to come back and sometimes she'd stay at our house. I can give personal testimony to her hard work for HAAC, and I think that the scholarships in her name are a fantastic tribute and remembrance of her and her dedication to the organization and to the African community, African Nova Scotian community at large.
A bit taken aback, but I'll tell you historically, I worked in Nova Scotia for nearly 40 years. And there are many people who I worked with and remember who have since died. One of the people I remember most is Vince O'Dea.
Yes.
Who you all know. And Vince and I used to come to this very center in the early days when we were working together to try and establish a place for Black Nova Scotians in the medical school. And I'm happy to see that John, who was a former student of mine also when he first came, has taken over that baton. And I'm so proud to see that his wife Sharon has been honored in the way we'd like to see all Black women honored and set the example for some of these younger girls. And so it's with great pleasure that I'm here just to sit down and reminisce and see that it has not died.
It's like the toilet seat thing. I would like to welcome to the stage Archie Beals, the chair of the selection committee for the Memorial Scholarship. Welcome, Archie.
Thank you, Shelley. I don't know how I'm gonna follow the toilet seat thing. Yes. I was quite honored to have been given the opportunity to be the chair for the selection committee. I remember the first time I met Reverend Mother Phyllis was, I think, back in 1994, when we did an event in Cape Breton. And we went to the African Orthodox Church the Sunday. And that's where I met Reverend Mother Phyllis. And she's been an inspiration in my life since. And still to this day is an inspiration. So I'm honored to be the chair for the scholarship committee to select the 2 recipients for the award. Before I announce the award recipients, I'd like to tell you who the selection committee was. So there were 7 of us. There was Carolina Down Beals, and I'd ask you to stand. And I can get your name, Betty Beals. Kayla, I have to take my glasses off to see. Kayla Brady Carter, I'm not sure if she's here. She's a scholarship committee member. Dr. Ashton Ferguson. Terry Kelsey, Jennifer O'Chibi, Yala Sangley, and myself as the chair. Thank you so much. It was hard for us to get together to meet, so we met over Zoom, and took us about 3 or 4 meetings to come to a decision as to who the recipients were going to be. And it wasn't an easy task because there were 29 recipients, 29 applicants, and we had to narrow it down to 2. So the criteria for the scholarship was you had to identify as of African ancestry, be studying in a recognized post-secondary institution in the province. Write a statement as to how your program of study will relate to the mission, mandate, and vision of HAAC. And there was another one that I'm forgetting. But with that criteria in mind, we came up with 2 recipients. The first recipient is Brianna Gabriel, who hails from Pugwash in Spring Hill. And I have to bring it a little closer. Being the daughter of a nurse, Brianna knew at a young age that she wanted to work in the health professions. She took an interest in anatomy in elementary school. However, towards the end of high school, realized her passion was to work in dentistry, and in particular, dental hygiene. In September of 2022, Brianna was accepted into the dental hygiene program at DAC. And it gives me great pleasure to present to you, Brianna, certificate and scholarship as one of the first recipients of the Reverend Mother Phyllis Marsh-Jarvis Scholarship. Our next recipient is Amaria Bernard Washington, who hails from the community of Lake Boone. Amaria developed an interest in health science after someone close to her suffered an adverse health condition when she was 10 years old. When she was 14, she attended Dalhousie University's Health Science Summer Camp and her interest in occupational therapy was born. She then participated in the first Planned Prep Institute at Dow and was determined to do OT. In September of 2021, Amaria was accepted into the Bachelor of Science Health Promotions Program at Dalhousie. And it gives me great pleasure to present to Amaria the certificate in scholarship for the Reverend Mother. So those are the two recipients of the scholarship. And I am sure from reading their statements, they are going to add great contribution, not only to the health profession, but also to the African Nova Scotian community. And I challenge each and every one of you here today to put your support behind these two young women. And when you see them out in the field practicing, that you do support them and that you continue to pray for them, that they will continue in their studies and continue in their field. Thank you so much.
Oh, this is so great. I'm just so happy to see this happening here today. Everyone knows I'm an emotional person, so if you see me tear up, that's what I do. Before I welcome Rhonda and Sharon to the pulpit. I'd like to acknowledge Greg here from Toronto. He was down here and to talk to us about what we're doing, and they also gave us a beautiful community award. Yeah, Black North it's called?
Through the Black North Initiative.
Black North Initiative, yeah. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome Sharon and Rhonda, co-chairs of HAAC.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here. This is a real blessing to be here in celebration of Reverend Phyllis. I'm kind of shy, so I'm going to get right to it. I have some words here from my mother, but I do first want to say that I had the privilege of working with Reverend Phyllis a few years ago now. When myself and actually Mohammed Yaqub, who's here, had traveled to Whitney Pier to do some facilitation in community around the African Nova Scotian Health Strategy. I must say that meeting Reverend Phyllis has literally changed my life. True to what many of you have said, she really did have a presence that was rooted in empathy, but a strength, you know. She had so much courage to be able to get through her own life circumstances and situations, and then also offer so much to so many. I see her as a velvet hammer, you know, so soft yet, you know, powerful. And I think that's how she lived her life. She actually had given me some life-changing advice when I had wanted to travel. And it was at a time that was kind of dangerous. I had an opportunity to go to Israel, Palestine. And I remember having that conversation with her because there was kind of missiles and things like that happening in the area at the time. And I remember her saying, because everybody said, don't go, don't go, don't go. And she's the only one who said, don't let anybody tell you not to do something that is truly in your heart. That God has you. So if it's your time on that plane, it will be your time. But if not, then you'll be fine. Go and enjoy it, right? And I did. And it literally changed my life. That's why I say that. On so many levels. So anyway, I do have some words here from my mother, Yvonne Atwell, who knew Reverend Phyllis very, very well. And she couldn't be here with us present today. She has other commitments, but she did want me to read something. So she says, I came to know Reverend Mother Phyllis Marsh-Jarvis over many years. We often spoke about the need for community development. She was an advocate for the health and well-being of African Nova Scotian communities. I remember our conversations when she became a member of the HAAC board about the importance of reaching out to other communities across the province. Mother Phyllis took it upon herself to ensure that within her community, Sydney, Nova Scotia, that she took a leadership position by developing newsletters, organizing workshops with seniors, and many others. Over the years, we had many personal conversations about issues that we both experienced. Mother Phyllis's love of God and community was always at the forefront of her life work. I'm very happy for the award in her name. I can see Reverend Mother Phyllis smiling and sending blessings to the Health Association.
Hello, HAAC family.
So,
Hello, HAAC family.
Hello.
All right. What Reverend Mother Phyllis started, along with some of us who've been in the trenches a very long time, don't you ever let it go. We need you, and Reverend Mother knew right from the beginning how important it was that there was a voice from each of you and from all of our people everywhere to change the course of health status, health policy, health priorities in this province. I met her in this room, in this space, many, many years ago. And I just knew in the way that she greeted me, what a powerhouse she was. But over the years, I learned, and she unpacked for me, what a life she had. This woman was an extraordinary, extraordinary individual who lived through, and I know she would support me saying this because she has a book that expresses this, so there's no secret here. But she endured abuse, she endured difficult times, she overcame addictions, she stood strong as a woman of faith and as a community leader. She was with us when HAAC was basically an idea in our heads. And she worked with us, and when she lived in HRM, and then she lived in Cape Breton. And it was very important to her, and it remains important to us, that every person of African ancestry across this province be served well by a health system that is making them a priority. As we say in HAAC, there must be nothing about us without us. And Reverend Mother was the epitome of that. And so today, I know that she is with us. I feel her spirit all around us. And I know that it would please her so much that the first recipients of these scholarships are two young, powerful Black women. And not, so forever, let there be scholarships in Reverend Mother's name. We, those of us who are, let's say, you know, women of some experience. We have, hey, nothing, hey, we're still around.
That's right.
We still have things to do. but we need to leave it to recipients of this award and many of our young people to take this work and to build it and to expand it and to make it matter. And so we leave it to you, and Reverend Phyllis's name will never, ever be forgotten. Thank you so much. And we have little tokens of appreciation for you all here today. So we're going to just call Reverend Mother's sisters to come and receive bouquets. Please. Maria. All right. Your first Valentine's Day. We good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, okay, and so thank you. We're going to cut the beautiful cake with Reverend Mother's picture on it. Yes? Oh, everybody together. Okay, all right. And your certificate. Okay. And then we will exit stage left, huh? Yeah. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all. Okay, we have another Mr. Yoko. Yes, would like to say a few words. Okay, please come to this table.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for opening this space. I know it's odd for me to invite myself or ask to be invited. But I was just burning in to say something about Reverend Mother Phyllis. And it's because it's nothing benign, it's something that's very important to me. And I've been expressing it from the day I heard about the scholarship being put in her honor. The ones that are in the tight circle of the emails that go out know that. And then when I received the email the other day, from the co-chair, Rhonda Atwell, I said some things as well. I wasn't really sure that I was coming, so I had to postpone something to come here because she's somebody that I hold at a very high pedestal. And I first met her in early 2000s at the Tabloid Center. And in those days, I was relatively new to this community of Nova Scotia, and she related with me and gave me her number. And I called her, and a relationship started. And she treated me like a younger brother. And everything that was said here, I'm just going to buttress them.
with a silence about them, because I don't need to repeat what everybody has said. I just want that to sink. But the last time I saw her, or not the last time, one time before the last, I went to Cape Breton, the one that Rhonda mentioned here. And I talked to her and she invited me to her house. And I went and found her living in an apartment, and she was ill at that time. And the apartment, she had to climb like very steep stairs. The sisters would know what I'm talking about, the family would know. Very steep stairs. It was completely inappropriate, I have to tell you. It was really sad to see. And she had some bills to deal with and a lot of things. And luckily she left that apartment. The next time I went, she was in the small house where she was living, which was next to the Menelik Hall, not too far, just around the corner. And she used to tell stories about the racism that's happening all over the province, and particularly framed for me how it had been in Cape Breton, and how the community of Black people in Winnipeg is located just next to the dump, and some of it are just toxic waste and huge dumps that have been accumulating for years. And who knows what kind of sicknesses come from those? And we don't want to go into environmental racism here. But again, she was living in this small house, quite good house for somebody, for one person. But I was thinking, I'm going to go to my father-in-law was saying this. He said to her children, to his children, he had a lot of children. One of them as a companion. He said, anyone who wants to honor me, you have money you want to spend on me, give me now while I'm alive. I don't want you to wait until I die, then you come and feed yourself in my name. What am I trying to say? We have many seniors who may be in Reverend Phyllis's position that had to live in that apartment, small apartment, having to climb, very steep stairs with illness, and move into a place that I heard there was a tragedy that happened in that house that nobody would rent. So it's an amazing idea to have this scholarship for the young ones. But do we have housing security for our seniors? What kind of securities are there for the seniors? Are they all on the high pension list? So what do we do as a community? That's it, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us today. So we're at a close, and we have a beautiful cake over there. Don't touch it until I get a picture. And you're welcome to partake in any of the refreshments that are left. I really thank you all for coming and being with us today. It's been such a great afternoon. Thank you.